Hi everyone, this is Sharon from Spoozy Boo, here to show you how to make a cute little heart bookmark. And as you can see here, this is what it looks like. It's double-sided. Got a little fringe up here for you to grab to pull out of your book. And this is where we're going to go today. So we'll start with the papers that we're going to use to do this. Now, if you go to the Spoozy Boo Co. shop on Etsy, you can find these little card packs. And these little card packs are really great when you want to make something small like this, but you need a lot of little papers and you want them all to be different. So we're going to take these, and you can see where I've cut this one out, and I've cut hearts out of each one of these, 2 hearts out of each one. And what we're going to do is, grabbed a little extra one, and we're going to go on these and we're going to cut out our hearts using a punch. Now you can cut them out by hand. There is a way you can just fold one of the cards in half. You can do something like this and then cut out your regular hearts like you would if you were going to do your Valentine's, right? You just cut around like this and make a little heart, and when you open it up you'd have your heart. So you don't need a punch, but a punch is awfully handy. So what we're going to do today is we're going to use our punch to go ahead and show how you can just use this on your paper. And so let's take a look here. And something that I do is I look at the back side so I can maximize use of paper. So as you can see, right, there's our paper. We're going to punch out of this bigger one. We're going to go through here and we're just going to slide it over just till it clears it. And that way you're going to get a lot. And then we're just going to punch it back up, and there is your heart. And as you can see, there's still room for another heart in that piece of paper. So you can make as many of these as you want out of, well, not as many as you want, but at least 4 out of one of these little cards that you get from the Spoozy Boo Co. shop. So we're gonna go ahead and punch all those out. And like I said, you're gonna slide this in, see where all your edges are, and maximize your paper. Right, so we'll just punch them out, and I'm going to go ahead and punch these out and then come back and we'll have these all ready to go. All right, now that you have all of your hearts cut out, what we're going to do is we're going to line them up and we're going to start making our bookmark. And this can go fairly quickly. I'm going to ink this at the end. However, if you wanted to, you could ink this ahead of time. If that's what you want to do, you don't have to use the brown color that I'm using. You can use any color you want. Depending on your paper, you might want to use a bright blue or a bright pink or even green, whatever you want to use. So what we're going to do, and when you look at this bookmark, this one I made is not exactly as straight as it could be. But what you want to do is line up on one of these lines on a ruler or on a straight line that you draw. As you start building it, you want to put your point down here and then have the indent of the heart match this line up here, right? So they're on the same line. So as you're making your bookmark, you can pretty much go straight, right? If they're not perfectly straight, you know, it's handmade, and that's what we want, is that look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a heart on each side so that we don't, and you could duplicate hearts, it's not a big deal, but this is my own deal that I like how it looks this way. So I've got some colors here and here, and then I've got the same kind of ones on the other side, right? So we're just going to lay them out so that we can see them all. So we got that one here. Let's put that one over there. Oh, this one needs a green one, right? So we have the same amount of hearts because this is a double-sided bookmark. So let's start matching up our hearts. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to match up just one heart. So this is our bottom heart, and we're going to get our glue. And if you don't have any of these little bottles, I love these little bottles with a little tiny tip on them. And this has diamond glue in it. It's a very finer glue so that you can just take out a little bit through this little thing right here. And this is the first one we're going to just glue both of these together. And match them up. You might have to, once you get the glue on them, you might have to slide them around a little bit, maneuver so your edges match, and you can just do that a little bit like that. And if they don't match perfectly, don't worry about it. This is supposed to be stress-free, so don't stress yourself out. And now we've got that glued together, and this glue dries pretty fast. I'm going to match up the top of my heart here with the bottom of my heart on this line, right? So then I'm going to just, for this one, I'm just going to glue this very little bottom. Can you see that little glue there? And what I'm going to do is I've got this lined up here and lined up on the bottom. I'm just going to overlap, and I'm going to make sure the top of this heart and the bottom of this heart line up with this line. So just make sure they line up, right? Now I'm going to flip it around. So as you can see, I don't have any paper on that side. So I'm going to take my next heart from this side, and this I'm going to add glue to the whole thing. So we're just going to go around and we're going to glue every single one of these hearts in the exact same way. So since this glue dries pretty fast, I try to do one little maneuver. If your glue dries, slower, you have more time. So let's put that back down there. We got it matched up. We're ready for the next heart. We're just going to put a little dab of glue down here so we can make it stick. And then we're going to hold this in place. Match it up top to bottom, right? So we'll do that. You just have to overlap it a little bit. If you want yours shorter, you can overlap them more. If you want them longer, don't overlap them as much. So here we go. Let's get this in the way here. Be as fancy as you want with that glue on the back. It's kind of fun to spread glue around. Match up your heart, right, with the other heart that you already glued. Okay, and then we're gonna get our next one. And as you notice, I don't really have these in an order. So each side, oops, look at that, me talking, and I did it wrong. So let's put a little dab on the bottom. And we're gonna match that up, top to bottom. So a little indent is right there. This is following that. Hopefully that's straight. And like I said, if it's not perfectly straight, no one is gonna come and get you and complain. Because whatever we make is a good thing. All right, we're gonna turn this one around. Let's see, and match it up. There we go. There we go. See, we're still matched up. Got our height. Time for a little dabble-do-ya. Right there. And we're just gonna keep going till we have them all. And you'll be able to see how well I match them up, probably better than I do. Here we go. We only have 2 more to go. So if you want to do this along with me, that's great. Or you can stop the video and catch up. Or maybe you're way ahead of me, because a lot of people are way ahead of me. So here we go. There we go. We've matched those up. Looks good. All right, let's do this one. Do our little dab. And then we're going to hold that in place and add the next heart and make sure that matches up. Like I said, you just need a straight line. I'm doing it on a ruler because that's where a straight line is for me. We're going to cover the back side again. We'll just go as far to the edges. Not too much. You don't want glue seeping out, but you do want it well covered. So let's lift this up. Sometimes it's easier to lift it up and match up edges. All right. And I don't have a lot of slide room here, so I'm going to do the best we can on video. And as you can tell, this is getting stiffer as we go through. And you could add this many hearts. You could make your bookmark shorter, not add as many hearts, right? It all depends on what you want to do and what you think looks good. So we're going to put our last heart on here, and we're just going to match that up at the top. It's pretty straight. That's pretty good, I think. And I know you'll be able to do just as well. So let's flip it over. And put our last. Oh, look, I'm going to have 2 woods in a row. You know what? Nothing wrong with that. Here we go. Perfection is not the goal. The goal is to make. I actually kind of like them together, the 2 different kinds of wood. All right. So that's how you put it together. Right? And as you can see here, we've punched a little hole in the top. This goes fairly quickly. And what I did was I went around all the edges afterwards, and I'll show you how to do that with my ink. So you can see my fancy dancy ink holder there, or my ink dauber, if you will, holder. The ink I'm using is Tim Holtz Vintage Photo. It's an acid-free ink. It's a distress ink from Tim Holtz. So I love this color. It's a great kind of aging. And what I like about inking edges is that you have this very white edge. So I like to make it a little bit darker and give it a little bit of character. And I will just ink everything. So if you stand still long enough, I will ink you. So we're just going to go all the way down on this, and we're going to kind of age this one when you use the browns. It kind of ages it. If you use bright colors, I think it looks awesome with bright colors and different papers. So we can just do this. We're going to do both sides. And when I say we're going to flip it over and do the other side so that they look very similar. And this is another reason. It's like if you didn't match it up perfectly well, just ink it. It'll all be the same color. And then you'll be fine, right? That's my theory anyway. All right, so we're going to do that. And you can do as much inking or as little inking as you want. I like to do a little bit, like if it looks too bright. And I'm going to do the other side as well. And you don't have to be super precise with this. You can just do what you want to do. What do you think looks good? No self-criticism allowed. So we're going to go through this. And this will make a cute Valentine's maybe bookmark. If you wanted to do it in pinks and reds, you could do that. You could do it in someone's favorite colors. You could just make it part of a gift, or it is something that for anyone who reads a lot, bookmarks are such a gift, because if they're reading paper books, obviously it doesn't work on electronic books, right? But, you know, a lot of people do read paperback books, any kind of book where they have to stand up, leave off, and come back to it later. All right, so there we go. So we're all inked up. We've got our bookmark ready to go. Next thing, it's really hard. We're gonna do a hole punch. This is your standard hole punch. It's got a big hole punch in it. Thanks to Tammy, she had this beautiful hole punch. And we're just gonna punch a hole right below the little dip, right? Once again, if that's not perfect, that's fine too. So what I did with the other bookmark is, see, my little holder becomes a supply. All right, so we're just gonna snip off some of this. And I can just wrap it around my hand like this if I want bulk, right? And then we can snip off. I like this. This is just some kind of burlappy string. This you can get almost anywhere. Same with the baking twine. You can just get that. So let's cut off a little piece of this one. Okay. And then when we put them on, see, we've looped this around so we have this giant circle, right? Oh, well, I'm trying to undo my circle. I'm trying to undo it. Okay, there we go. So we've got this circle. I'm just going to add this to the circle because I want to put them through the hole all together. So let's fold it in half, see if we can get our burlap to match up. The other will, because I've cut it in circles, so I'm not too worried about that, but we're going to do this. So there you go, see? So we've got this little thing. This is going to fit through our hole, right? So it'll fit through the hole. We made a pretty large hole. If you have a smaller hole punch, you might want to use less string. I'm a big string user, so let's see if we can match that up here. All right, I'll let go of it. So don't let go of it. If you keep your finger in it like that, you can usually get it through here. So that's what we're going to do. Let's put it through there. Now don't pull on this too hard because you'll rip your hole right out. Just give it a little bit of a tug. Use your fingers to maneuver it down. The one I did quite thick. You can use yours thinner and it will probably slide a lot better. And then what I do is I then have fun going through here and just snipping. Right? So now I have all the loose fronds. And you can leave it like that with some short ones and some long ones. I'm a trimmer, so I'm going to do that because it's fun. So it's fun to do that and make a mess. All right, so there we go. There's your bookmark. Perfect to give as gifts. If you wanted to put a little quote on there, you could add a little quote, maybe from a book. I have little stickers in the shop that you can use that look somewhat like that, little definitions of words and things like that. So hopefully that inspires you to make your own bookmarks, and we appreciate you tuning in to Rainy Day Makers as a part of Spoozy Boo Co. and coming in to see what we're making today. So thank you very much. If you like it, please heart us and like this video. And take a visit to our shop. We will have all of the links below and you can take a look. Have a great day. Hopefully it's not rainy, but if it is, you have lots of time to make anything you want. Thanks everyone. Bye-bye.